We're back in Baltimore with the king of the chicane. That's his new nickname. Chicane King, King of Chicane. But I think you might be selling yourself, your buddies are giving you a hard time, but that is an art to go through that thing as fast as you go through it. And yes, I do think that's why you made the Fast Six, but don't you think a combination of youth, bravery, and some talent?
Yeah, I don't know. I think the chicane is definitely my saving grace around here. We are losing time in other areas of the track that's pretty significant. But the chicane, we're just blasting through there and getting through there just fine. It is an art. You're right. There's a way you can position the car over those type of curbings. And the distance of how wide the curbs are, how tall they are, I think they made them just right to where you can actually get the car positioned over them to crash over them. Instead of having to ride over the top, I think you can actually crash to the middle. So that's pretty interesting. I'm glad they've done that. I know some guys hate the chicane. They just want to get rid of it. I love the thing. I think it's great. It's I'm biased because I'm good through it, but I think it's a ton of fun.
You missed this race last year with your injury, but to think that you're in the Fast Six for the first time is just, I think, a real credit to you and your team because you guys have had a lot of bad luck this year.
Yeah, we've had a ton of bad luck. We need a good weekend. Baltimore needs to be good for us. Houston needs to be good for us. And then we got to go in Fontana, and we got to have a strong finish to the year. It's pretty important for us right now, I think, because the last 3 weekends have been tough. 3 out of the last 4 races, we've had some issues and some bad luck come our way. And, it's not got anything to do with the work that's being put in. Everyone's putting the hard work in. We're not getting the reward. We're not getting the luck for it. So, again, emphasis is put on getting a good weekend here. We're not going to go out, well, we got to win a race. It's not like, oh, guys, if you don't go win a race, things aren't going to be good. If we can get a nice, solid finish here and, again, another solid finish in Houston and Fontana, I think that will bode really well for us. So top 5s, I think that'll be a great goal.
But I think your attitude looks, you haven't been too down, and I think that's the key. If you look at Dixon, he never gets too high or too low. And I'm sure this has been a learning process this year, and it's been tough to stay positive.
It is tough. A lot of these guys, they've been through the ropes before. Obviously, Dixon, he's been here so long, and I think they've had guys to learn from. That's been something for me that I've missed a little bit. I haven't really had a good mentor, but a lot of guys do take care of me. I asked Justin Wilson a question, he'll answer it, and same thing with Scott Dixon. If I need to know something really, they're willing to help me out, which is good. But it is tough to figure it out.
Are there any Americans that'll tell you the truth?
I don't think so. I don't think the Americans would help me so much. They look out for themselves, which is okay. That's fair. You want to be the one American star in this series. Right. So, no, it is tough, but I think I'm learning a lot. I've learned so much over this last year and a half, year and 3 quarters, that in this type of series, you're just going to get better, especially now. IndyCar is so damn good. There's so many good people in here. There's no bad drivers. There's no bad teams. It's competitive. You got to have the package nowadays. If you don't have everything clicking off right, you can be out to lunch. And that happened with Ganassi earlier in the year. They weren't even, clicking just right, and they found themselves mid-pack, which was odd for everybody. But then they got it going right. Now they're clicking off really well. So it's finding that little bit of magic between everyone, and I think once you get that, you'll be looking good in the series.
All right. His first Fast Six, a hell of a job by Newgarden, who's probably going to have his own stand-up comedy routine soon, or at least his own talk show.